And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Esports World Cup EWC 2025 Europe Closed Qualifier day number 1. I hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we returned. We are back. I do apologize for the downtime, but we had to wait for some of the other matches to wrap up and wait for Vito's to conclude off stream, on another stream I should say. Shout out to Cabby Ray as they were covering Goblin versus Spirit, and there was a crazy result. I would say an upset here as we have our Protoss player taking down Spirit 3-0, and now that leads into the upper bracket second round. We're jumping into our fresh best of 5 and spawning in the top left hand corner of Pylon. We have the German Terran player, we have the red Terran representing Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Croatian Protoss player, the blue Protoss. He just took down Spirit 3-0. It is Goblin. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into this fresh best of 5 matchup. Here we go. And again, coming into Goblin versus Spirit, at least on paper, I was rating Spirit very highly here. I mean, I know that Spirit did take some time off. I know that he, especially during the off-season, a lot of players did kind of step away from the game a little bit. They weren't as active, they weren't as competitive. But likewise, I would kind of say the same about Goblin. You know, Goblin's been playing a lot of 2v2s with you Thermal, but clearly in the background he has been grinding, and for him to take down Spirit 3-0, that is an impressive performance, an impressive result. When we think of the top Terran players in Europe, who do we think of? Top 3. We think of Clem, we think of Gabe, we think of Spirit. So who better to challenge Goblin right now than Gabe himself? Let's go. Double gas opener out of Gabe, going for a more delayed CC. And of course, before I get ahead of myself, if you're in the chat, it's Gamba time. I mean, by now, I think predictions would have been closed, but place your bets while you can, as predictions are open. You can place your bets on who you think will claim the series, whether this goes the way of the Terran or it goes the way of the Protoss. And welcome one and all to Pylon. Pylon, of course, is, we mentioned this previously in the previous series, is one of the smaller maps. I should say shorter rush distance by ground. Short rush distance by ground, very exposed bases as well, very accessible bases, maybe that's a better way of putting it, and aggression is favored on this map. You can be hyper aggressive, hyper assertive. Last time we saw Gabe on this map, he did go for 2-base play, and he was able to break and pull Geralt apart. And we'll see if that trend continues here. And we'll see if Goblin can keep up himself. Let's go. As for now, we are going to be settling in. Reaper will go for the chase. We'll hunt out the initial probe. Likewise, with good movement, the Stalker does get a lot of hits up there on the Reaper. The Reaper will escape, but will get away. Behind this, we have our 1-1-1 setup. Again, that is a CC after the factory, but before the starport. Ooh, and going into the early tech lab. Okay, so unlike in previous games, there's no initial Hellion, there's no initial Widowmine. We're going straight into the tech lab. From here, we can go for early Cyclone into Cyclone Jolt. We can go for early tanks. We can set up for an add-on swap as well. Regardless, very tech heavy here from HeRoMaRinE. And he's going for the initial Cyclone. Going for the initial Cyclone. Again, no Widowmine drop setup, no Hellion run by setup or any of that, any of the sort. Back at home, Goblin opening up at Twilight Council. So Twilight Council opener out of Goblin, working towards Blink. So far, so standard. We'll see if he goes 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, 4-gate Blink Stalker. Hallucination does confirm the setup, does confirm the add-on on the factory. Second rack's on the way. And likewise, Goblin, he wants to ideally see what pops out from said factory. Does spot the Cyclone. Cyclone is spotted. Yep, Goblin confirms. And it is going to be Cyclone into add-on swap. Okay, I was curious if we're going to go for the tank or the add-on swap. And here we go. Add-on swap so far is unscouted. We have a backup hallucination on the way, and the Cyclone will miss it. And with his Goblin, he will confirm that we are getting into Banshee. There we go. Does even confirm Cloak. So nice rescout here by Goblin. He sees everything. I mean, he sees everything in a sense. He doesn't see the drop. The drop does move out. Does hit the right-hand side. Likewise, Goblin in position. Nice target firing here on the medevac. Very nice. Likewise, medevac gets owned away. Cyclone is getting low. Does juggle. Medevac goes down. That means it's going to be a one-way trip. One Stalker does fall, but the shield battery does support. And with that, Goblin holds. Very nice defense here. We'll lose one Stalker. Oh, no. Yeah, just the one Stalker. For what? For a medevac, Marines, and a Cyclone. Nice defense from here. Now he expands. Now the third base was delayed a little bit here from the side of Goblin, but it's perfectly worth it. It's perfectly fine. Went 3-gate blink into a third. He did take his gases here alongside his robo. Or the robo at least before the third base. Goblin looking secure. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have... Did we actually research the... Oh, no, we did not. So we called the scout earlier. What do we see here? We have the rescout. Once again, Goblin on top of everything. But more importantly, does see the Raven. This tells Goblin, you canceled the Banshee. Which is true. Like Gabe, he canceled the Banshee and he canceled Cloak. The tell there was scouting the Raven. Now understanding what the starport was spent on. So Goblin now he's aware of what's going on. He's aware that he doesn't have to worry about Banshee harass across the map. He can focus on his own aggression. Ooh, gets a Marine. We'll take another tank volley to the face. Stalkers are getting very low, but doesn't lose anything yet. And the goal here for Goblin should be to contain and also to confirm whether or not Gabe goes for a 2-base all-in. So far, Gabe is still setting up. No additional Raxes, not yet. Stim is only halfway done, but he does try to catch out the Stalkers. Goblin, he does pull away in time. Behind this, working towards Colossus. +1, charge on the way. A standard follow-up there out of Goblin, but he does need more time and ideally wants to slow this down. Stalkers are again still so incredibly low, gets 1 Marine. Picks off Marine, he does spot the move out. And we need those warp-ins. Zealots are warping in. Likewise rotates over, he has sentries, he has a force field. He can try to force field, but the tanks, they do siege on the ramp. And HeRoMaRinE trying to get it within range. Does see the setup, does pull back. Whew. And Goblin so far, he's holding. He's holding on. Oh no! Ooh, Observer gets caught. Nice catch here from Gabe. And behind this third CC. That's what's important here. He's not throwing down 2 more Raxes. He's not going into a 5-rack setup. It's going to be a CC. Gabe is expanding. And he has no intention to commit. He's here in the center, hoping to catch Goblin straying a little bit too far out into the open. But he doesn't siege. At the wrong... Oh. Doesn't siege. Can we catch the tanks? He can. Yeah, 1 tank going to be going down. He gets 1. Oh no! He doesn't get the 1. Does he? Comes back, gets it. Oh my god. Takes down the first tank. Nice catch here by Goblin. And again, very fortunate that Gabe had unsieged at that time. So he does pull back. Does pull back, building up his Colossus count. His third base getting fully operational. Remember, Gabe, he was committed on 2 bases. His third base is a little bit later here. So Goblin, he can enjoy a greater economy. Building up more Colossus. +2 is on the way. And soon we should be able to expand and start to diversify that splash damage. Whether it's going into a second robo into Disruptors, whether it's going into Storm. Until then, Observer does confirm that Gabe is expanding. Again, Goblin up until this point was not too certain, but now he does see the CC. He is aware. Goblin now feeling confident to be more active on the map. He knows that Gabe isn't coming his way, and Goblin can be aggressive instead. Goblin, he has map control. That's a lot of Marauders, though. Goblin, I don't think he really has an intention to push into this, but he can just poke. He can poke, he can prod, he can posture. Oh! Observer gets spotted. Goblin taking his 4th base. Still not taking additional gases. Not yet. Second starport out of Gabe going into Mass Viking. As Goblin pokes in. Again, just trying to poke in barely out of range of the tank. Just shaving off a couple of units. Prism has arrived. With the Prism, you can try to head into the main. You can reinforce. Get some Marauder. Not bad. As the Observer goes down. You know what? Goblin is getting up to 3 Colossus. Now going for a second Forge. Double upgrades. Still being active outside of the bases. Goblin once again poking in. Oh, he gets caught out. 1 Stalker falls. And this entire time, Gabe has been building up his army, building up that Viking count. More importantly, he's on how many? He's on 8. 8 Vikings. He can soon break out. Meanwhile, we spoke about the follow-up tech of choice from Goblin. It is going to be Disruptors initially to support the army alongside Temple Archives for Archons or potentially Storm. But right now, he's quite reliant on those Colossus. Like the Colossi are the backbone of his army, at least currently. Goblin needs more time for Disruptors. Do you see Gabe? He does rotate. Does break out. He gets spotted by the Zealots. Goblin coming in from behind. Gabe, he doesn't know where the army is. Doesn't know, but still a bit of an awkward position here. Yeah, engaging on the bridges. Gabe, he does fall back. Goblin, he cannot quite engage. Vikings going ham. Nice juggling, nice control, but the missile goes up. Yeah, missile does go off. Goblin, he does commit, but the Colossus, they just melt. Fighting with the edge-arm missile. And Goblin, he will lose his army. At the same time, Zealot busts into the mineral line. That does force Gabe back home. Zealot's also busting into the third base as well. SCVs are falling. Gabe, he may have won the fight. But the economy is hurting. Oh, getting a tank as well. Not bad. Tank goes down. 14 SCVs. And Goblin, he has time to lick his wounds. He needs disruptors. Disruptors are on the way. He needs more time. As he lost every Colossus. Like, Gabe's main army is still terrifying. Like, he still has a terrifying main army. Goblin, he has a Prism here for a counterattack. Another Zealot army coming in. Never goes up. Up! Oh my god, good connection. Yeah, nice connection here from Goblin. The fourth base, sorry, the fifth base is going to be forfeit, but the fifth base doesn't matter as much. There's a cancel. Zealots, they do catch reinforcements. And Gabe boosting into the main. That's a lot of Vikings. 13, Jesus, 13 Vikings. They can land, they will. And Gabe is going for the kill, going for the main. How good are the nerves going to be? Ooh, massive connections. Connects with one, and he's got one more. And Nova likewise also connects. And with these connections, with these reinforcements, Goblin, I believe he can defend. He's got shield batteries, he's got warpins. Storm is now done. And Goblin, he will clean this up. Whew. He will clean up the army. I say that Gabe's still rallying across the map. But back at home, where's the economy? There is none. There is no economy here. Gabe, he's all in. He's all, oh god, he's all in. Nice storm. Yeah, Marines are on their own. They're trickling in. Drop back into the main. Goblin that position. Oh, but he does have storm. He does have disruptors. Yeah, Goblin, he's holding. He's holding on. Likewise, Gabe, he does sneak into a mineral line. Not bad. Probes are going down. That's a lot of damage. Gets the entire mineral line. Goblin now plummeting in worker counts and that worker supply. Drop back into the main. Goblin having a hard time keeping up. Where are the storms? Oh my god. Storms not coming in. Storms do come in. Goblin, he's holding on, but we're getting messy here. We're getting messy. 48 probes to 47 SCVs plus mules. No anti-air. Medivacs, they do get away. At the same time, Prism into the natural. We're getting into a chaotic game state. But Goblin, he's going to be able to reinforce. He preserves those disruptors. That's what's important here. Like these high-tech units, the robo units of Goblin, they have been building up over time. The disruptors, now the Colossus. Prism goes down. But Goblin is going for the third. Gabe, he's getting in position. He responds. CC getting low. Where are those disruptors? They're not coming in. Zoning back the army. We have plenty of storms. One Liberator holding the line. Storm does zone. Storm zones away. Does zone here so far. Gabe does hold on, going for the disruptor. He doesn't quite get it. Up! Oh, yeah, not quite. Meanwhile, Goblin, he hasn't retaken the fifth base. Still on 4, just resaturating, reprobing, trying to get that third back up and running. He's got 2 Novas in the chamber. Nova goes up. Ooh, a little bit premature. Novas, they do not connect. Colossus goes down, massive pickup. And Novas are not connecting. Likewise, no storms available either. Zealots, they try to get into the mineral line. Gabe, he's holding, he's defending. Goblin, we need these Novas to connect. Can he handle his balls? Novas are going up. And, oh, they do not connect. Nice target finder out of Gabe. Zealots, they collapse on the army, though. The charge lots. Yeah, Zealots, they dive in. They pick up the ghosts. They chase down Gabe. They force him back to the natural. And a better trade here from Goblin. At the same time, he gets into the mineral line. GG gets called, and Goblin takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Oh, my God. GG, well played. Goblin does take lead in the series. Again, a very intense game here. It all began with that first fight, which Gabe took well. Remember, Gabe, he was able to engage with the main army. He killed 3 Colossus. He got an anti-armor missile off from the main army. He shut down the Stalkers. He shut down the Archon. Like, Gabe took a really strong fight in the center of the map. But at the same time, what did Goblin have? Zealot run-bys. He had Zealots in the natural and Zealots at the third base. Cripple the economy, force Gabe back home, force him to respond because there were just so many Zealots, and allowed Goblin to buy time to build up those disruptors to pull for defense. It was very intense, very back and forth. GG, Goblin takes the lead. Whew. GG, well played. Meanwhile, as we're getting into this, a big shout out to 6FFG Alien. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. We do appreciate it. Do appreciate the support. Thank you so much for the support. I hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Likewise, thank you so much to Scorpling as well. God, thank you so much for the support. Again, we do. I hope you enjoy the casting, the content, and the StarCraft as well. Hope you enjoy as we are jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines. We have the German Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Croatian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, leading the series 1-0. It is Goblin. Este Goblin. Ay, ay, ay. Again, it was a very intense, very chaotic back and forth there in that last game. Nice. There was some good moments, strong moments for both players, of course. But Goblin does take the lead. Now we're settling into a much more standard map. We spoke earlier how Pylon is known for aggression, is a smaller map in the map pool, and we often see shorter games on Pylon. But now we're loading into ley lines. I would say this is a little bit more middle of the road. Not as large as Maganath or Tokamak, not as small as Torches or Pylon. It's more right down the middle. Double gas opener out of Gabe once again. Double gas into a faster factory, into a delayed CC. So once again, I'm going to be going for a tech-heavy style. Now, as a reminder, what did Gabe go for last game when he did open up double gas? He went double gas into a... He skipped his Hellion, he skipped Widow Mines, he went into a faster tech lab, we went for a Cyclone opener into add-on swap, into Cloak Banshee, but the Banshees got scattered and he had to cancel, he had to kind of readjust. Like, again, it was a bit of a more awkward start there from Gabe, at least initially, just because of the scouting of Goblin. We'll see what Gabe goes for this time. Do we once again try to get into Cloak Banshee? Or do we go into committed Cyclones? Do we go for additional tanks? Like, we have options here. Gabe does have options. You can even go just Reactor Reaper Hellion. Reactor is on the way. As Gabe does move out, we'll expand here on the low ground. Back at home, standard opener out of Goblin. As Reaper does get into main. Oh! Does get in. He wants the probe! He wants it! Oh, can he get it? Oh no! Jesus. That caused a lot of chaos. Goblin panicking a little bit there. But does save his probe, but did lose extra mining time. Calm down, Goblin. Calm down. Intense moment. As behind this, we have our 1-1-1 follow-up. We spoke about the opener here, and it is going to be Tech Lab in the factory. Okay, so it's going to be, once again, no Widow Mine, no Hellion. Does go for the Tech Lab, Reactor Marine production. With this, we could once again go for an add-on swap after the Cyclone. We'll keep an eye on Gabe. Hallucination comes in. Hallucination does confirm the 1-1-1 setup. Does confirm the Tech Lab on the factory. So Goblin is more or less aware. He also sees the Marine production, so he knows there's no like Reactor Reaper setup. Goes back in, and he will spot the Cyclone, and he spots the add-on swap. Okay. So nice. Oh, the fake. Let's go. The fake add-on swap. Okay, Gabe. I see you. I see you. I do appreciate it here. So fake, I mean, it's solid, but fake add-on swap, and the follow-up hallucination confirms that there is no add-on swap. Okay, no Banshee. Meanwhile, Marine Cyclone drop across the map, making his way towards the bases. Yo, meanwhile, a shout out to a dog wearing shades. God, baby God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub to the community, gifted sub to Ruxin. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Also to Ruxin alongside to Scorpling, alongside Alien as well. Hope you enjoy not just content, but hope you enjoy the emotes. We do have some lovely duck related emotes in the chat. You can be a DGen, you can have some ramen, you can go to bed. And we also provide replay packs to our subscribers as well via Discord. Via Discord if you want those replay packs. You want nice juggling here as Gabe does push in. He does lay the third base. Shiwari putting in a lot of work. The sentry does go down, and we just rally across the map, rallying out a second Cyclone. Gabe being hyper aggressive. The boys are being pulled. Once again, nice control. Saves the Cyclone. Medevac is going to be targeted down. Gets a Medevac, gets the Cyclones, and Goblin, he should hold on, but at a cost. 9 probe kills. Brutal damage. Again, Gabe doesn't end the game. He wasn't meant to, but he does cripple the economy. So a very nice start here by Gabe. Goblin, unfortunately, he wasn't quite able to preserve his workers. And Gabe starts off with a worker lead. So economically, HeRoMaRinE, he's in a better position. Again, very nice economic damage. And now the pressure's on Goblin to bounce back, to get some counter damage done. Blink is almost done. Raven moves out for some harass. Ooh. Stalkers, they poke in towards that natural. Behind this, going for a third base, going to the Forge, a +1 and charge, so a standard follow-up here out of Goblin. This standard is going to charge +1 into Colossus or Storm, both are viable. Does come down to preference. You know, mining is being denied. Gets a probe kill. Oh. So let's get a probe kill. And this Goblin moving in. Hey, does no bunker, I should say. Yeah, no bunker on the low ground. Gets a Marauder and 2 Marines. Doesn't lose any Stalkers. Nice trades here by Goblin. But again, denied mining. So we have that denied mining. Tanks are setting up. Goblin getting almost caught out. But overall, like, these have been nice pickups here, but Gabe, he's still in a solid position. Behind this, no all-in, expands. Third TC. Third TC's on the way. Gabe is pushing, that is true, but he is going to be expanding behind this. He moves out on the right-hand side, and Goblin so far does miss the move out. Oh, the Observer. Doesn't see, oh, he got a glimpse. Yeah, he does catch a glimpse. Whew. He does spot the Marauder, and he responds. Yeah, he does respond. He does catch the Marauder. Marauder goes down. Setting up back at the third. Gabe trying to sneak out, but he was spotted. Gabe, he does them in. Tanks are siege up quite far behind. The tanks are siege. Goblin, he commits in and going for the tanks. Yeah, nice blink. 1, 2 tanks go down. A nice pickup. Now going for the fire, and Goblin holds. Yeah, Goblin does shut this down. A more efficient trade here by Goblin. Goblin, he bleeds out a couple of Stalkers, but he mainly trades out Zealots for 2 tanks. So a better trade here, better engage. Again, Gabe, he was trying to be cheeky, trying to sneak out, but he did get spotted. And Goblin is still on his road to recovery. Gabe still has that supply lead. Again, because of the early economic damage, Gabe, he does have that supply advantage. Now pushing in. That's a lot of Winter Mines. Oh my god, Winter Mines, they will go up. And there's just not enough here. Yeah, there's no shield battery, no shield batteries, no defensive setup. Gabe, he will overwhelm. He will get into the middle line. Probe's going to be going down. And Goblin, he wasn't quite able to recover. We do have another warp in, though. Another warp in of Zealots. Goblin, he's holding on. Only bleeds out 3 workers, but there's still 2 more mines. Oh. Yeah, still 2 more mines left over. Gabe does him in. Yeah, Sims on forward. And he has broken the third. He has done it. As he gets into the middle line once again. Winter Mines, they zone back the army. Oof. Nice avoid here of the mines. And Gabe is overstand, but he gets 10 more probe kills. And now he's up 20. Gabe is up 20 workers. His third base now landing on location. Marauders, they out-trade the Stalkers. And Goblin just cannot keep up. Not like this. Not anymore. As Goblin just... as Gabe just unrelenting. Still just rallying everything across the map. He knows how close he is to breaking Goblin. The boys are being pulled. Nexus goes down. And with that, Goblin stuck on 2 bases. GG gets called. Gabe, he will bounce back. He will tie up the series 1-1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. We are tied up 1-1. Again, a very aggressive start out of Gabe. We saw that Goblin, he was aware of the initial opener. He was aware of the continued cycle production. To be fair, Goblin, he wasn't aware if a second cycle was being made or tank production had begun. But Gabe, he was so aggressive, so assertive, pushing out with those 2 cyclones. And we saw that Goblin did defend. He did survive that aggression, but at a cost of 9 probes. So again, Goblin, he did fall behind early on. Economically, it was on Goblin to recover, and he was able to catch a couple of Marines, get a couple of Marauders. He was able to see the first move out, but overall, like, he wasn't quite able to recover and keep up. And I'm sure that's also why Gabe was so aggressive, because he knew that he had that economic lead, which meant he had that supply lead, and he just knew he could go for the kill and break Goblin. GG. GG, well played. With that, we have a tied up series, and now we're getting into game número 3. Jumping into game 3, and we'll see who takes the lead from here. As a reminder, this is not the ace match. Best of 5. We have plenty more games ahead of us. And I hope we go the distance. Like, regardless of how this goes, give us like an ace match. Just send it all the way to game 5. I'm greedy. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the German Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the Croatian Protoss, being forced into a tied series. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is Goblin. Here we go. Did I miss another notification? Now we're good, we're good. Some people asking about certain players, whether or not they're qualified in. I believe exclamation mark B for the Wikipedia page. You will get a link to the brackets, and of course, that can then direct you to the main page of the Esports World Cup. We already have some players seeded into the main event. Clem is one of them, of course, as Clem is the reigning world champion, the best player in the world. And we also have Hero from GSL, and we have Shin, Solar, Maru, and the other players escapes me. Classic, that's it, sorry. And Classic, they were the top 4 players of Dallas. So those are the current players making it through. Then, of course, we have these EWC qualifiers that are progressing. We just had the NA qualifier. That was this morning, which we did cover, of course, here on the channel. We also covered the Asia qualifier yesterday as well. And now we just have the European qualifier, the Korean qualifier, and there's going to be a global qualifier alongside GSL Season 2 and Stara Zagora. So there's still other opportunities for players to qualify and players to get those spots outside of just these qualifiers, these regionals. Double gas. Once again, double gas opener here out of Gabe. He has been mixing up his builds. Remember, game 1, we saw attempted Banshee play. Game 2, we saw some mind games. Then switching into an early medevac into a double Cyclone push. This time, what do we go for? Do we go for Reactor Reaper Hellion? Do we go for committed Widow Mines? Do we go into Banshee again? Our eyes are on Gabe when it comes to his opener of choice, as it's going for that CC on the low ground. Meanwhile, standard opener out of Goblin. Goblin has been on point with his scouting, 100%, but we'll see if he can keep up. Here we go. As speaking of, for the first time in this series, I believe, Hellion. Okay. So it does open up a Reaper Hellion, not too big of a commitment, so it does go for the Hellion, does go for the Wind Mine, so no early Tech Lab, no early Cyclone, no early tank production, no early Banshee. He will delay the Tech Labs. He'll eventually get there, but we'll delay. Hallucination goes in, Hallucination does confirm the lack of add-ons. Reaper Hellion dives in, but the shield battery is done, and so far Goblin, nice SimCity here, he does wall up, and it will hold. Likewise, he has a force field just in case. Hallucination does park itself over the production, does confirm the Widow Mine. Does confirm the Widow Mine, which means this has to lead into a Widow Mine drop. You don't just typically open Widow Mine and not coincide that with medevacs. So now Goblin knows to get ready for drop play, to get ready for harassment. For now, they're keeping up with the main army, keeping up with the Reaper Hellion. You see Goblin attempting to expand, he is delayed. by a couple of seconds, but he will get that Nexus up and running. Nexus is on the way. Likewise, here comes that drop in towards the main. We go to Widow Mines and the Marines. Goblin is aware right now. His attention is here, though, at the natural. What about the main? He's ready. Yeah, he has 3 Stalkers in position. Does zone away. Doesn't kill the medevac, but does zone Gabe back. So far, Goblin is keeping up. Gabe threatening another dive. Behind this, going into his 3-1-1 setup. Tank production has begun. Early stim. Okay. Going into stim. Building up his tanks. And once again, this is what I appreciate out of players like Gabe. I don't know if you noticed, but every game he's done something different. Every game, he's gone double gas opener, right? Every game so far. But the follow-up has been very different, very diverse play here by HeRoMaRinE. And that's also why scouting is paramount from the side of Goblin. Like, he needs to make sure he's somewhat aware of what the Terran is up to, because there is a lot of possibilities here. Especially early on. So Goblin is keeping up with the scouting. He is aware of the add-on swaps, so only 1 tank, I believe. Yeah, only 1 tank. A heavy commitment to Marine and Marauder production, so a very light tank count into heavy bio play with early stim. This Goblin's moving out to me, while the drop coming back in. There is a shield battery, but nothing quite in position to defend. Uh-oh. As Goblin does pick forward. Pokes in, gets a Marine. Back across the map, drop into the main. Will unload. Goblin does react in time. Oh, does pull away. Pulls away. And so far, the unpowering is quite annoying here. Will delay some mining, even more so. Here comes the main push from Gabe. Goblin is aware. Goblin trying to set up. Ooh, Probe's going to be going down. Yeah, Goblin is being spread thin. That's going to be a lot of economic damage. 6 probes falling, 6, 7, 8 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. And Goblin trying to catch out the main army. He wants a tank. Gets it down to half HP. But nice save there from Gabe. Ooh, the Helion's still going ham. 10 probes. 10 workers going down. Ay, ay, ay. Gabe, he does strike the main. Does take down the Cybercore. And there's no saving this. Cybercore does go down. Goblin setting up the flank and collapsing on the army. He's going to get the tank. Takes down the tank. There's only 1 medevac. Medevac gets targeted down. And it's going to be a one-way trip. Gabe, he will lose everything here. Very nice force fields. And was this worth it? Because this was a very efficient pickup here from Goblin. Very efficient fight. What did he lose? He lost 5 Zealots and 1 Stalker. Like, the efficiency. Traded Zealots in for the entire army. Did lose a Cybercore. Oh! Mine shots once again on Zealots. Stalkers are preserved. Very nice control. Does blink away. Doesn't lose any Stalkers. But Gabe, he's still just rallying. Oh my god. Still just rallying, consolidating his army. Goblin rebuilding that Cybercore. Panicking a little bit. Throwing down 2 bays. Oof. Goblin, calm down. Calm down, Pat. And hopefully he does notice in time to cancel at least 1 of them. Gabe is rotating out. Goblin taking a 4th. Does get a 4th base. Gabe also claiming a 3rd CC. He's not all in, but this is a bit of a later 3rd base, so Gabe has been quite committed, quite aggressive. He's hoping for more damage. He rotates over to the right-hand side. Scouting Zealot will spot this. Does spot. Stalkers, they will intercept. They get a medevac. Ooh, medevac goes down. Likewise, forces back the army. There's that recall. Nice read out of Goblin, knowing that he could not escape. Goblin does recall over. Colossus production has begun. Goblin massing up. And Gabe is still looking for damage. Still searching. Oh! Avoids the Widow Lane. And the problem here is that Gabe, he isn't really threading the base. I mean, he's threading the main. True. He can dive in. He's going for it. Doom drop. Does go for the Doom drop. Goblin, his recall's on cooldown. He just used it. Yeah, no recall. Has to blink in. Colossus somewhat in position. Probe's going to be going down. He can go for one of the bays. Oh, and the bay is going to fall. Denies extend the Lance. I think the other was cancelled. And there's a rough engage here from Goblin. 12 probe kills. Aye, aye, aye. It's going to be okay, though, if he can catch out the medevacs. Blinks in. He gets 1. Gets one medevac, but it was the empty medevac. Gabe does evacuate, does pull away. Takes down the mineral line, that takes down the tech. And it looks like, yeah, the second bay was cancelled. Unfortunately. So he has to rebuild the bay. Temple Archives on the way as well. And that means that no more Colossus. He's only got the one. Only one Colossus here for Goblin. Does focus down some of those Widow Mines. One Mash Shot goes off. Ooh. Nice engage here from Goblin. Gabe threatens another dive. Pulls away. Observer does confirm. And now Gabe can get his third. His third base is getting up and running. And even though Goblin has had a faster fourth base, because of all that economic damage, I mean, his economy is a little bit lackluster. Not what it needs to be, not what it should be. So Goblin has to build back up. Likewise, the Colossus count is still very low. It gives time for Gabe to build up his Vikings. Viking production underway. Goblin moving in. Oh. So let's move in. Picks off a couple of SCVs. That's something. 2 SCVs. 2 SCVs go down. No War Prism. Just keeping that in any kind of counterattack potential. Goblin could try to go for the gold. True. He could attempt to. Storm is on the horizon as well. No second Robo, not yet. Going to Storm. Alas, Gabe already has the EMP. He already has Ghost. He already has a terrifying army. Oh, as a pylon is blocking the base. And he's not going for the gold, going for a more reserved expansion. Or more standard, I should say. Getting his fifth. Now here comes the second Robo. Storm is almost complete. The game has slowed down. For the most part, Goblin has map control. I say for the most part because, I mean, Gabe is still building up a death ball of an army. He's got 8 Vikings, 7 Ghosts. Liberation is on the horizon. He's getting that freedom. Oh, and the EMPs are brutal. Yeah, Goblin, he cannot fight this. He cannot fight this head on. It's not going to happen. Gabe snowballing out of control. Takes down the Colossus. He sims in. And Goblin can't stop this outside of Storms. Like, Storms can slow this down. That's really the only way. Like, there are just so many Vikings. The 5th base is denied. Gabe, he's maxed out. And Goblin just cannot keep up. Not after all the early game damage. Not after all the economic losses. And of course the delay on the Bay, the delay on the Colossus, delay on the splash damage. Like, it all just plays into itself. Nice storm! Oh my god! Nice storm though. Can we do that again? The army's quite low. Oh no! Oh, as the high tempo in the War Prism. Colossus goes down. Down to 1 Colossus. The 4th base is going to fall as well. Brutal pickoffs here. Takes down the expansion, takes down the mineral line. There's no escaping. 19-20 probe kills. And Goblin is on his last legs here. He has 2 Eye Templar, but because of the Vikings, he cannot go in with the Prism. He cannot dive. Oh, nice zoning Storm. But the Liberation is here. He has the freedom. Likewise, Vikings, they zone. Reinforcements are getting caught out. Another Colossus falls. There's 1 Colossus left. Oh my god. Storms are brutal. And Gabe, he will overwhelm. His army is heavily overstimmed. But nice EMPs. Takes out the 3rd. Gabe forced to pick up. Forced to pull out. And Goblin's 2 base solid. Like, the Goblin, he has no base. He has no economy. But he does have a lot of Zealots. He's moving out. Oh, Gabe going back in. Does pivot back around. But medevacs are keeping up. Oh. Gabe, this is a lot of supply, by the way. And he will lose a medevac. Ooh, he will lose 2 medevacs. 2 medevacs go down. Gabe back at home. He doesn't really have that much to work with. Goblin, he can take this fight. Again, Gabe is out on the map. He's not at home. Goblin, can he pull this off? See Gabe race back towards the healing pad. That's a good way to top up his army, true. Does heal up. But the army's still not at home. Goblin, he's going for the 3rd. Let's go. Going for the 3rd base. Catching out the main army. And Goblin, he might be all in, but he does deny the third base of Gabe. But there's a fourth. Has a backup fourth as well. Goblin, he does take the smite though. Does break through. The main army still racing back home, and Goblin, he can go for the kill. Send it, baby, send it. He denies the third base, but he can't waste his time with this. He has to go for it. He's going for the fourth. Yeah, he's going for secure damage. Planetary does complete. Colossus is exposed. Does pull away in time. But Goblin, he's got that army. Let's go. And what does he go for? The planetary, the army. As Gabe, he just needs a little bit more time to get his production up and running, to get his economy up and running. Needs a little bit more time. Up. Oh, he does miss the EMP. Jeez. 3 EMPs, so he's over. Base gets sniped. Takes down the third. Main base is floating. Main base is floating over. Ay, ay, ay. Oof. Now the storm zones. And you can see Goblin, he wants that planetary, but he also doesn't want to get sandwiched. Nice positioning with the stalkers. They pick away the SCVs. Storms are coming in. Goblin, he can take this fight. He can do this. He can send it. Let's go. Keep going. Oh my god. But now going to be zoned away. We attempt this around. Army gets cleaned up. Nice storm once again. Gabe, he eats the storm to the face. He takes it. Takes the storm. There's still one more storm in the back line. Colossus are so very low. Another storm zones. Storm does zone away. Colossus are going down. Yeah, the Vikings not being targeted. He gets 1, 2, gets 3 Colossus. But what about the ground army? The Zealous, they overwhelm. Takes down the main. The main base does fall. GG gets called. And with that, Goblin takes a lead in the series. Whew. GG. He was 2 base all in, Papi. Like, he lost his fourth, lost his third, he lost his economy, lost everything. But he was preserving that main army. He was able to slowly build that up over time. And likewise, we saw that Gabe, he was taking a lot of storms to the face. His army was being whittled away at. Oh, he was bleeding out. And with that, here we go. Oh, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 4 here. And Goblin only needs uno más, one more game to claim the series. Let's go. Let us go. Ay, ay, ay. As we are getting into our next game, we're getting into game number 4 here, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the German Terran player, we have the Red Terran representing Mouse. Down in the series, can he bounce back? Can he force the ace match? It is HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Croatian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 2-1, 1 game away from claiming the series and advancing on to the next round. It is Goblin. Whew. Let's go. that was crazy, man. That's crazy. Ay, ay, ay. We go. Oh my god, here we go as we are coming down again, a very intense back and forth. And again, Gabe, he was doing really well that last game with his drop play, with his harassment, getting into mineral lines, killing workers, sniping tech, more importantly, sniping bases. Like, he was doing very, very well for himself. But alas, as he was trading his army for economic damage, that is where Goblin was able to build up his forces. He was able to catch out the army in portions as well, in segments. We saw that Gabe, again, like his drop play or his main army was caught out on the map. He was split in half. It was crazy. GG. GG, and welcome one else to Tokamak. And hey, do you notice something? For the first time this series, economic opener. And it makes sense. We speak about this all the time when it comes to the maps themselves. There are 2 maps that are known for macro longer later games. They are, of course, Tokamak and Maganatha. They are the largest maps in the map pool. So here we are loading into Tokamak, and for the first time, 1 gas opener, CC before factory. So racks expand out of Gabe for the first time, going for an economic start. Now, when it comes to this map itself, when it comes to the features of Tokamak, 1, it is a larger map, that is true. 2, longer rush distance by ground. 3, the 4-base setup is very secure. We kind of saw that in the Geralt versus Gabe series as well, where Geralt, he was very secure in 4 bases, but he struggled to get a 5th. Like, the 5th base is more exposed, the 5th base is more difficult to take, but your 4-base setup, the bases themselves are very close together, they're very condensed. Because they're close together, it's easy to rotate between the 3rd, between the 4th, between the natural, between the main. Likewise, we have choke points, we have some points of elevation as well here in the center and on the right hand side. So in general, there are a lot of defensive features on your 4-base setup to be able to secure yourself and get into the mid game. As we mentioned before though, the 5th base is where things can get a lot more difficult to really claim, to really get into. But we'll see if we can get there. So far, the openers do dictate that we're going into a more standard game, but we'll see. For now, 1-1-1 by Gabe. Goblin falling back. Going for a Twilight Council opener. Getting into Blink. Now, we do expect, I mean, this is one of the more viable maps to go into 2-gate Blink. 2-gate Blink into a faster 3rd to be greedy. So Goblin can try to be more greedy. Hallucination does confirm the opener. Goblin is now aware of the 1-1-1. He's aware of the faster base. Behind this, no add-ons. Setting up for a Mind Drop. We go. Good morning, greetings from Bolivia, papi. Oh, let's go. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos. As we do have a second Rex behind this. Yo, shout out to a dog wearing shades for the 100 bits. Thank you so much, papi. Thanks so much for the support. Gracias, papi. Gracias. Do appreciate it. Always, always. As we spoke about 2-gate Blink, yep, 2-gate Blink. 2-gate Blink into a faster 3rd, so this is a greedy build here by Goblin. But again, you can get away with cutting corners and being more economic focused and centric on a map like Tokamak. Likewise, if you remember, I believe when we saw Gabe against Geralt here, Gabe, he went for a 3rd CC after the starport. He went for a very fast 3rd base and was so greedy, and he snowballed out of control in that game. Here he's playing more standard. He's not cutting corners. He's not rushing into a 3rd. What I drop here is going to be zoned away. Remember, Goblin did scout earlier. So he's in position, he's aware. And behind this, throwing down his extra gateway is now getting into his robo. Building up into the mid game. Likewise, Hallucination does confirm the add-ons. He is aware that there's no additional Cloak Banshee follow-up. Stim is on the way, tank production has begun. You can see Gabe, he's a little bit further out, hoping to catch any stray stalkers. Oh, Widowmine comes in. Goblin does react. Oh, does pull away in time. As Widowmine does reposition. Likewise, Goblin, oh, does run into the tank. Does run in. A lot of lost mine time. Likewise, Alien Harass here in towards the 3rd, but there's a shield battery. Goblin does defend. Gabe once again trying to sneak up on the stalkers. He is sneaking up, sieges up on the high ground. Oh, tank blow is going up, gets one stalker, gets the observer. Oh my god. Yeah, Goblin slipping up. Really nice catches here. It doesn't look like a lot, but a stalker here and there, an observer here and there, this early on in the game, I mean, that's huge. We only have 5 stalkers. And Gabe is pushing. Gabe, he breaks out. Yeah, it does siege forward. Boosting in with the tanks. Going for the 3rd base. There's a shield battery. But charge is not ready. Yeah, charge is not done. Gabe, he does siege up within range of the Nexus. And Goblin, how can he engage here? Without Zealots, without charge lots, he cannot. And the base is going to go down. Massive pickoff. Takes down the 3rd. Oh, even catching out some probes. Oh no! The SimCity working against him. 8 probe kills. And now Gabe expands. Now he takes a 3rd. 3rd base now on the way. Gabe pushing further in. Goblin trying to engage with the army. I mean, now it's charge. True. But the auto turrets, yeah, they slow down the charge lots. And Gabe, he's snowballing out of control. He's pushing in. He's going for the tech. Going for the main. Yeah, Pylon goes down. The Cyber Core, the Gateway, the Twilight Council, all is exposed. And Goblin, he's gonna try to collapse in the army. He will take down the tank at least. Getting one. Tank goes down. Raven as well, but there's a second tank behind this, and Gabe, he can still take this fight. It's close. Yeah, it takes down all the charge lots. We'll lose the tank. But this is still a worthwhile trade for Gabe. Still rallying across the map. Still rallying in. Oh. Widowman's going to be going down. And Goblin, he does hold, he does survive, but he's down a base. He's down a base compared to the Terran. I mean, in PvT, that is brutal. Again, typically the Pro player wants to be up in expansion. They want to be up a base compared to the Terran player, but here, we're equivalent, if not behind on bases. Gabe has that massive economic lead. Now, we have seen Goblin have some crazy comebacks here in this series already. It has happened before. Can he do it again? There's just so much to overcome, though. That's the problem. At Goblin, he has no forges, he has no upgrades, he's just now starting his Colossus production. The Temple Archives is on the way. Gabe, he's up 10 workers. Zealot does get some damage. And this is what Goblin needs. Like, Goblin, he needs like a Zealot drop or a Zealot Runby to get some SCV kills. Storm drop even. Goblin, he's double expanding. I mean, he has to. He's double expanding. He knows that he's behind. He needs to take a third, take a fourth. Do whatever he can. And if Gabe is passive, Goblin, he can recover. True. Like, if Gabe is passive. But Gabe is never passive. It's like, if you can take anything out of the series, you could even argue that maybe Gabe is overly aggressive at times. And maybe at times, like, overextends or is overconfident. But passive, nah. No shot. As we do have the triple drop into the main. Likewise, Gabe pushing on the right hand side towards the would-be third. Gabe is depowered. Goblin trying to keep up. Storm's going to be coming in. Does feedback. Storm is outdone. Does Storm at the same time, though, out of position. Yeah, I mean, the army not where it needs to be. Third base is going to go down. Once again, another massive pickup. Dropping to natural, just delaying the army. Buying time. Medevac say get away, and Goblin is down to 3 bases. Now, thankfully, he double expanded, so he at least keeps 1 base, but just the one. And this is where we hit that. This is where we say this is where the soup does not lie. Gabe, he's almost maxed. He's almost maxed out. Just showing just how much crippling damage he dealt earlier. Now, okay, now if Gabe fights with half his army, right? If he keeps too much back at home, if Goblin is able to engage like this portion, like a portion of the army at a time, if he's able to land those storms, and then maybe we can cope a little bit. Storms are pretty good, but they're not that good. They're not that good. Even if Gabe were to lose this army for free, like, he'd still have enough. There we go. Does distract Goblin. He creates an opening. Base is denied. Gabe moving in. As here come the ghosts, here come the EPs. And catching one at Templar. Storm doesn't quite connect. More storms coming in. Storms aren't too bad, not at all. Oh my god, the storms are brutal. Colossus, they go ham, and Gabe, he will lose the initial army. But here comes a second army. And again, Gabe only fighting with half his army at a time. So Goblin, he can hold his own. Again, if Gabe only fights with half the army or a third of the army at a time, then Goblin, he can hold. He's consolidating. There we go. He brings everything together. Getting a 4th base. Pushing forward. Sims in. Yeah, and he will overrun this army. Takes out 1-2 Colossus. Does split against the Storms. Very nice splits. And with that, we are going to the ace match. GG gets called, and HeRoMaRinE, he will take game number 4, tying up the series 2-2. We're going to game 5. Let's go. We're going all the way to game 5. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. Whew. And again, a much more aggressive start here by Gabe, delaying his third base, going and committing with his first double tank push. We did mention at the time that Goblin, he was a little bit distracted at the time. Oh. As he was trying to keep up with the drop play, keep up with the Hellion harass, keep up with other distractions, of course, allowing Gabe to get across the map. Likewise, if you remember, Goblin, he was a couple of seconds off from charge. Remember, charge was done like 10 seconds too late. It meant that he could not engage with the army to save his third base. By the time charge finished, he already lost the third. Like, he wasn't quite ready for it. He wasn't able to slow it down either. He wasn't able to buy time with his stalkers. A part of that as well, if you recall, was also Gabe catching the stalkers. He was able to pick off like 1, 2, 3 stalkers in the center of the map by being sneaky, by sneaking up with those tanks. And with that GG. Oh, that GG, well played. Here we go. As we're getting into our next game. And our players, they did need moments. They did need a moment here. Oh. They did need a moment here to kind of gather their thoughts, to take a breath and get ready. I mean, hey, it's the ace match, right? There's a lot of pressure here on our players. A lot of pressure on both Gabe and on Goblin. Especially Goblin, who's maybe a little bit less experienced than Gabe. Like, we did see him making some slip-ups here and there earlier in the series. But here we go. Just take a breath. Centralize, focus. We got this. Let's go. Here we go. As game 5 is going to be on Incorporeal. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the German Terran player himself, the Red Terran representing Mouse, tying up the series 2-2, forcing the ace match. Momentum is on his side. It is a HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Croatian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? Can he bring it home? Can he cause another big upset? It is Goblin. Here we go. Whew. So we are getting to that ace match. And again, regardless of how this series unfolds, I mean, again, shout out to Goblin. Like, Goblin, he already 3-0'd Spirit, which so many, myself included, were surprised by. Like, that's a crazy result already to begin with. Spirit, he's top 3 Terran in Europe. And again, Gabe, likewise as well. Gabe at the top of the Terrans when it comes to Europe. We have Clem, we have Spirit, we have Gabe, all 3 of them. And for Goblin to take Gabe to the ace match, also very impressive. Double gas, by the way. We're going back to double gas. So Goblin, he's had an amazing performance regardless, and I'm sure he's definitely leveled up in the eyes of many, myself included, at least when it comes to PvT, where Goblin has been looking crazy. And we'll see if he can go the distance. Also, as a reminder, regardless of if you're a fan of Gabe, if you're a fan of Goblin, remember one thing: this is a double elimination qualifier. So there is a safety net. There is a safety net. They do have a second life themselves, so they will have another chance, another opportunity to play more games and to recover from the lower bracket. Not going to be easy, of course, and no one wants to waste their life early in the second round. But that's also something to bear in mind. You know, they can keep going. They're still in this. Meanwhile, with, again, double gas opener, faster factory, delayed CC, from here, do we finally go into Banshee? We saw attempted Banshee play previously, I think it was in game 1 if I recall correctly, and was cancelled. Sorry, game 2. And it was cancelled. We saw that Gabe had to pivot away because he got scouted. Do we finally commit to something like Cloak Banshee? Do we go into earlier Cyclones? Do we go into early Widowmine drop? Our eyes are on Gabe. Meanwhile, welcome to Incorporeal. Incorporeal is another one of these larger maps of the map pool. Not as large as Maganatha, not as defensive as Tokamak, but larger nonetheless. Longer rush distance by ground. What I will say, one of the big features though is how spread out the bases are. You can see, compare this map to Tokamak, where we have the third base here on the left hand side, and you have to traverse all the way here towards the fourth base. Likewise, a lot of angles of attack, a lot of attack paths. There is a lot of elevated locations here, a lot of high ground that you can use to your advantage, but the bases are more spread out here. So it can be more difficult to defend your fringe bases in a longer game. Meanwhile, Tech Lab on the factory. Meanwhile, oh right, before I forget, big shout to Flipper Flatjack in the chat for the 100 bits. Papi, thank you so much. Thanks so much for the 100 bits. And likewise, thank you so much as well to Nosra Beeps for resubscribing for 4 months as well. Papi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for resubscribing. We do appreciate the support. We do appreciate all of the support in the chat. Thank you so much. As the Reaper does zip in. Oh, he gets a probe. Ooh, trades at the Reaper though, so a 1-to-1 trade. Likewise, a shout out to, once again, Dog Wearing Shades for the support in the chat. Already gifted a sub earlier, gifting another sub to Brennan VKN, alongside a gifted sub to Crypt85 as well. Thank you. Do appreciate it. As the hallucinant scout is denied. Oh, the scout is denied. And what do we have? A second cyclone. We've seen this before. Second cyclone's on the way. We saw this also in game 3 with the double cyclone opener. That was on ley lines, if you recall, where Gabe was able to break the natural and kill 9 probes. Likewise, does rock up. Shield battery is done though. Yeah, shield battery is done. Goblin, he is holding on. Does focus on the Marines. Oh, but he will lose a Stalker. 1 Stalker does fall. Behind this, it's 3 gate blink into a third base, so a very safe style here, very safe opener out of Goblin. But here comes that second cyclone, and again, if you recall, this build on ley lines did end up wreaking havoc and did end up getting 9 probe kills, but this time no economic damage. This time Goblin, he does hold, he does defend. The shield battery was clutch, and Gabe, he backs off. Gabe, he does back off. Behind this, getting to tank production, does go for the Raven. No Banshee play. We're building up. Whew, and the game does continue. So again, Goblin, he does avert disaster here. Likewise, able to claim his third. Bit of a later third than a greedier build like 2 gate blink, but a third nonetheless. He will claim it. Behind this, going into charge. So blink into charge, typically with +1 in a forge, but there is no forge yet. Stalker does poke in. We go. As Goblin does pull away, again just trying to contain his opponent. HeRoMaRinE, he does scout the third base. Additional gateways on the way. The forge is a little bit delayed here, but on the way nonetheless, will eventually get into those upgrades and work towards charge lots, stalkers, and colossus. Meanwhile, Goblin should not be able to break the natural, but again, just picking off an SCV, gets a Marine. Just little pickoffs here and there. Ooh, meanwhile, Gabe, he wants to catch out their stalkers. Okay, it does boost forward. Doesn't quite get a stalker. Will bleed out 1 Marine. Once again, Gabe being proactive. Working towards Stim. +1. He's got his 3-1-1 setup. And the upgrades are about to complete. Specifically Stim. Like, Stim is almost done, and there's a 3rd CC. So, Gabe, he will break out. He's expanding behind this. Losing boats. A very nice big Goblin. Calm down. Snipes both cyclones. Very nice control. Does blink away as well. Preserves our stalkers. Again, the blink control is on point for Goblin. Likewise, again, he's aware of the army. Does move out. Charge is done. He wants that tank, and he's going to get it. Yeah, the tank is going to go down. He does collapse on this army. Bearing in mind, though, at the same time, Gabe, he's across the map. Dropping into the main. Ooh. Might just debate it out. No major connections. Nice control once again from Goblin. Drop into the main base. We do have a warp in. We have a shield battery. And Goblin, he's holding. He holds. He defends. He takes down the medevac. Medevac is going to fall. Nice horrifying though out of Gabe. He does focus on as many probes as he can. 8 probes. Getting it to 9. 9 workers go down. But remember, Goblin, he may have lost workers, but he did win the main fight. Did catch a tank. Did clean up the medevac. Did clean up the Marines. The fight going the way of Goblin. But the economy here did take a blow. Goblin now working towards Colossus. Yo, as we're settling in, shout out to C Grail in the chat. Este C Grail. Ga, papi, ga. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Gives us up to Akeda. Likewise, Gabe trading with the army. Mind shot going up. Once again, only on one zealot. Gabe, he does expand, but Goblin, he maintains map control. That's what's important here, especially with catching out the tank. Goblin, he has map control, which means he's safe to expand, safe to get a 4th base. Gabe vying for map control, trying to break out. Goblin, he's waiting for him. It does go for the dive. Does focus on the Widow Mines. Yeah, mines going down, and we haven't really seen any good mine connections yet so far. Even the Observer barely gets away. Gabe being baited out, bleeds out more Marines. These have been more efficient fights for Goblin, at least so far. And there's the 4th. Now claiming his 4th, building up his Colossus, still reinforcing in the center of the map. Gabe, he does try to slip by. Ooh, that may have been spotted by the Observer. May have been spotted. So we have the drop towards the main. Likewise, catching another one of those Widow Mines. Shouts to the Observer. And back at home, there's nothing quite in position. Goblin supply blocked. Uh-oh. That means no reactive warp in. He has no warp in, not yet. He has to wait for the pylons. Drop does come in. And again, no warp ins. And no recall either. Ooh, damage is going to be done. Goblin, he commits. Oh, the boys are being pulled. Boys being pulled into the Colossus. Being pulled away, I should say. SMB's going to be going down. Zealots, they try to bust into the natural. Meanwhile, does he power some of the gateways? Depowering even more. But no major damage. There was potential with this drop, but doesn't really get much at all. Goblin holds. Goblin, he holds. He cripples the economy. Gabe, he's stuck on 2 bases. But takes another pylon. I mean, this is nice damage here with this one drop. But Gabe is being forced further back. Again, Goblin has just been so like he's just turned it up this game. It's crazy. When it comes to his army control specifically. Sniping key units, Widow Mines, shaving off Marines, Goblin popping off. Oh no. You mean this? Shift B. Shift B, there we go. Closing Chris, this is the battle report. I've been there before. There's another. I won't try to show it off, but there's for the WTL overlay, there's like a unique overlay where it shows like a bunch of stats on the sides, and I have been stuck with like half the game without showing before, where I was like, I didn't know how to turn it off. I was stuck, baby. I was stuck. It's happened before. But here we go. So far, Gabe does break out. He's got plenty of Vikings. Yeah, the Viking count is built up. Gets 1, gets 2 Colossus. Going for the final Colossus as well. Zealots, they do collapse on the army though, and the Marauders are heavily overstimmed. It's almost pure Marauder. Almost pure Marauder at this point. The Colossus do go down, but alas, Goblin, he's done. He's overwhelming. Yeah, Gabe cannot keep up. Zealots, they peel off into the mineral line. SCV's going down once again. And the Medivacs are out of energy. They're out of energy. They're just out of any use here. Boys are being pulled. And Gabe is getting desperate, and Goblin, he's done it. GG gets caught. Goblin popping off. He will take the series 3-2, overwhelming Gabe and advancing on to the next round. GG. Let's go. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations and congratulations to Goblin for popping off, and for not just taking down Gabe, taking down Spirit as well. Again, who better is there in Europe when it comes to Terran representation? Clem is the only other big Terran player, big notable Terran that has yet to face the wrath of Goblin. But GG, well played. Very, very impressive play, very impressive performance. Does take down Gabe just barely 3-2, and his reward for taking down Gabe is several. GG, Poppy. GG, well played. Congratulations. I think I already did a fanfare. Let's do it. Let's do it again, Poppy. Let's do it again. GG, well played. Congratulations here, and we have to catch up on the bracket. Also, we've been getting a bunch of notifications, and I do want to give a shout out to a dog wearing shades for the 100 bits. Shout out to Beza as well, Beza1990 for the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. We do appreciate the support. Do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Yes, GG, well played. And let's catch up with let's figure out what's been going on, because that was a long series. That was a long, intense series here, and so much has been progressing. Let's refresh. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Let's catch up on Wikipedia with all those tournament results, with all those updates. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, from the top, Serral takes down Cristiano 3-0. Of course, Cristiano did take down Mana 3-1. So we did have Cristiano facing off against Serral. Serral waiting for the winner of Goblin and HeRoMaRinE, and that is our next series. Up next, we have Serral versus Goblin. Let's go. Let us go. That is going to be our next match. That is going to be our next series here on the channel. At least that should be. Bearing in mind that, of course, oh my god, we got a donation. Donations are rare here. We don't really, part of it, we don't really have like a bar, like a donation goal or donation bar or anything, so donations are a rare sight here. But thank you so much, Dapostrophe for the $10 donation. Thank you. Do appreciate it. But yeah, Serral versus Goblin going to be coming up next. Oh my god, again, we did get a lot of subs there. But scrolling down, we have Rainer takes down Lambert 3-1. Showtime takes down Skillers 3-2, and we have Rainer versus Showtime also going on in the lower portion of the upper bracket. Meanwhile, I do need to slip into some DMs and confirm what's going on. Again, the mainstream have priority with what they want, and I believe the mainstream are covering Rainer versus Showtime. I don't know if they have dibs on the Serral series though, so I do need to slip into some DMs and figure out what's going on.